Good morning. Thanks for helping me with this project. I'm going to show you a few things that I've been changing on some of the files, just so that you can stay with me and see what I'm doing here. All right, so one thing is I've been bolding the titles. I just think it kind of looks a little better that way. And then I just kind of read through to make sure the remainder. Oh, okay. So you wanted this to have 38% in there. I get it. Okay. So this chart is really cool. I like it when you use charts and things like that because it makes it a little, breaks it up a little. So one thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go to Insert and I'm going to add one length of a table. Like that. And then I'm going to enter it down a couple of times. And I'm going to show you in a little while why I'm doing that, and it'll make a little more sense so you can kind of see where I'm going with that. So I'll go Insert, a table. And this is like an answer space that kids could write or type in. It is, why is there a debate about the accuracy of the decreases in nutrients since 1958? So I like to make sure that, I leave enough space for them to type their answers in. So I'll get rid of some of these spaces, Insert, a table, a line, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just making sure that, I have the spacing consistent as I'm going to, because we obviously want this to look. We're going to see that that space there is kind of like, I think that's probably pretty nice. So if you had that type of spacing going on, maybe it didn't, oh yeah, it did use auto numbering for you. Okay, well, alright, so we'll go add one here, and I'm just going to do that through the whole document, 1, 2, 3. Make it smaller, Insert, go, 1, 2, 3. And after you have a document set up, you can probably even just reuse it and just change your questions. Alright, so let's keep going. Insert, 1, 2, 3, down, delete, delete, delete. Let's delete this one. Insert row, 1, 2, 3. So as you could tell, this is what we're working on here. Oh, okay. Delete. Nope, that one. Leave that one there. Okay. More CH2 makes plants grow. One blank is fine. So like if you do something like this, you don't need to add an answer box because this is obviously just a blank. All right. And then for this one, the table, 1, 2, 3. And then some are either decrease like in this case, this one's a little bigger, like a little longer question, so I'd give more spaces. Extension activity. Let's bold that because it's signifying a change. The recommended determine your argument. Now research the protein content of your favorite grain you eat, favorite vegetable, record them and cite your sources. How much would you have to consume each day of protein? Alright, so this is a little bit bigger one. So I'll enter down, I'll go to Insert, and I'm going to add more spaces in this row. Because it's kind of like an essay question. So I want to give them a little more space, but I also don't want to go off to the next page. Alright, down here, our answer key has shifted to the bottom now because I added so much more. There we go. Throw that in bold. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'll just take one more cruise through here, see, make sure my spacing all looks nice. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Alright, so now that those changes are made, I'll go ahead and save it. And then when you want to add in your picture, so you just go to, let's see, this one is our food becoming less? I have the JPEGs downloaded already. So once you download your JPEG from that cover page maker, let's see, I think it's this one. I'll go to Insert. Alright, so this is the part where you can see, it looks pretty good here, but for some reason the file format when it's getting downloaded is getting really, pixelated. So I'm not sure, it doesn't do that for me when I'm downloading it, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. Sometimes now when you go to view one page, it really helps this process because you can see more of what's going on. All right, the next thing is, so that's our cover page. You see how you just got everything in there? Now if I go back to the insert menu, actually just kidding, no. Oh yeah, here we go, the footer. And if I click on it, actually no. There's a way to change the footer. Okay, here we go. Different first page is important to click on this one. Because if I'm going to put all this information here about the copyright on the cover page, I don't want copyright information a second time. So then, the footer here, I can type in copyright sustainable ag and science. Hit it. Oh, hit enter. Let's go. Click out of there. And then that should give me that copyright claim all the way through my document. Okay? Except, as you can tell, it's not on the first one. So when I double clicked on it, it was right here. Alright, cool. So then I'm going to go ahead and save this. And I'm going to close out. Now, that's as far as I want you to get me. Except I'll show you what I keep doing for your own knowledge, and then you'll know why I'm doing this the way I'm doing this. So then I want to go to open with, oh, hang on a second. Sorry, I forgot to show you a step. Alright, so I'm going to open it back up. I have to save it as a PDF. I go File. Oh, yeah. I go File. And I go Save as Adobe Pdf. If you ever want to make your own teacher pay teacher store, this is a good thing to do. So you're learning a lot in how I do things. And I've been doing this for a lot of years. And it just makes stuff nice for my classroom. And then it just also makes stuff nice for other people's rooms. Alright, now that I have it saving as a PDF, I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to send it through a PDF editor. So you have to pay to have the software that I have for the PDF editor. I think it's like $15 a month. So it's like anything in life, we pay to play. But it actually works out really nicely. So I'll close out of that. So here it is. Is our food becoming less? Yeah, here it is, but it's not the program I want to open in. Here we go. And then I'll go open with Acrobat DC. And here's our file. Oh, I didn't want to click that. This one. Alright. So I can edit a certain amount of things. It's doing some converting here, so I just gotta wait for a second. Alright. I might be able to fix this because see how pixelated it is? It wasn't doing that when I was downloading them, so I'm not sure why it's doing it for you, if it's something about the size or something. Okay. Now I just want to go down. So as you can see, alright, there it all is. It's uploaded, stays the same kind of. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, ooh, I forgot to add a name file. Because we were supposed to add name to it, remember? Alright, so if we don't add a name blank, then we have to do it later. So the more that we can add ahead of time, the easier this is. Name. Because fixing things always takes longer than just doing them the first time. Alright, there we go. So I've got a name blank. And then what I do is I go prepare a form. Start. Save it for me. Oh, I I guess I gotta save it in a different format. Okay, well, there we go. Alright, and then what that did is it added some fields for it, so it becomes an editable PDF field, because today we have, you know, a much more, Acrobat is a source of blank for B's. Oh yeah, Control Z, we need to keep that. This one shouldn't have had one of these. Okay, so I just kind of look through and I make sure my field's filled out the way I wanted it to. And I don't need my answer key to be fillable. Okay, that should be good. Once I close it, it's kind of, once it generates once, I can't auto-generate it a second time. So it's kind of nice to make sure everything's right. So I'll close it, and then I'll go back down here. Alright, there it's looking nice. Oh, and then this part I got to edit because we didn't need that. Oh, it's going to take it out in chunks, isn't it? So we're going to get rid of this one. But see how it's like, I can manipulate the document in this file program, but it's harder. So it's easier to do it in Word. Okay, and I'll go close. I don't like how these are touching. Okay, so I'll go to edit. So that's why the spacing is important. See how these are touching on the Word file, because I can move things, but it just takes a lot. Then I have to go to prepare form in order to move the form. There we go. Okay. So let's preview it. And then the important thing that I like to always make sure is that they can is that it'll wrap text, which it's doing for us. That is the reason why we did the did it hide some of it on me? No. So that's the reason why we did those insert rows instead of just lines. It allows it to become fillable and also have text wrapping. So that's what's going on. Alright, so I'll close it and I'll save it. And then when I rename it, I will become, is our food becoming less nutritious, fillable? And then that way, you can share your document to your students, and it's a fillable PDF. They can put their name in it, and then once they fill it all out, they can print it and hand it in. Or they can print it to a PDF, and they can hand it in that way too. Oh, look at that. I had a space under there. Ugh. Oh, I didn't want to create. Close that. So again, I can get rid of stuff and fix things. It's just sort of a pain. Like that looks bad because it's not supposed to be there. So anything that I can do correctly in Word the first time just makes life that much easier later on when I turn them into forms. There we go. And save. Alright, so that's where we're going.